Alrighty, and away we go. I don't know what that pop was from my microphone. I think that was just the feed getting signal, I guess. Howdy, y'all. Happy whatever day is it? Thursday. Uh, how's everyone doing? It's a little chaotic. I'm still trying to get all of my thoughts organized because there's just so much going on. Is the host curse dead? Is Fun dead? Fun seems to be Ripperoni in Podium. Unfortunately for me and for really anyone who likes fun being fun, got that to talk about. Got some medals to teams who have not had medals in a very long time. Have medals for teams that haven't had medals since 2 days ago. And I have what appears to be a maid dress shaped package that I might just open on stream today if this stream gets enough exposure or click-through rates or whatever, because I am a YouTuber and we do hold things hostage for clicks like that. So that might be a thing to do, but so much to talk about. But the main thing is, I think fun is dead. I think fun is just absolutely dead. We gotta go back to the long time ago, known as yesterday, when I made my prediction of the Speeders, Team Plasma, and the O Rangers winning it, and the Glaciers, Wisps, and Bolts taking dead last in it, because the 5-meter sprint just is the Savage Speeders thing. Yeah, no idea if I got a bling. I'm not sure if y'all heard that, but I forgot to mute my Discord. Josh just messaged me my bingo as it stands in the nice Bumblebee's font. Don't know if I got a bingo spot or not. You'll have to, scream at me through text, all caps at me if Greg said penultimate or not, because that's what I'm really hoping for at this point. Don't know if I got a bingo, but I do know I might have a maid dress, just quite possibly. So let's just jump into this then, shall we? Very quick event, only 6 minutes, but you know that if I'm good at anything, it's turning a 6-minute thing into an hour-long thing. Raldo, with the sand sweepers, I did actually find them this time. Roommate pointed them out. Roommate found Raldo. I was not even paying attention to Raldo. I was busy crying over fun being canceled, which is what everyone expected, right? These are the standings as they stand heading into Event 5. Did say I forgot to change that in the title. That it still said Event 5 block pushing. Did fix it, so it does say Event 5 5-meter sprint. We are rolling with the 5-meter sprint. Whole lot of teams needed saving going into this, and a whole lot of teams needed a lot more than just some saving. They needed divine intervention. Although We'll see from some of these teams how quickly one event can change the standings. Because you see the Snowballs down in 15th. That does not change for long. You also see the Bumblebees in 4th. That doesn't change. You also see the Speeders in 1st. And how could that change in the 5-meter sprints? We would need to see 19 levels of I don't know, timeline shenanigans. If you there's just no way the Speeders weren't taking dead last. They took dead last in 2019, but that was like a way sort of different thing. 3 straight golds in a speed event. Of course, they weren't going to take dead last. And I paused here because I just now noticed that Greg's desk is honeycomb shaped. And I think that is just the cutest thing ever. Same with the JMA suite. Their table is a honeycomb shape. Got the hexagon bestagon. And then we just have the testers. And you notice the sand does kick up a bunch. So those sweepers are putting in work, because you notice that after a run and before another run, when there's a whole bunch of sand, the next run there is no sand. So thank you, sweepers. Putting in work. But it is just worth pointing out. We didn't get the times for the testers, but the testers were faster than Momo today. I also like that the important info tag is Greg Woods is in the booth. And he says something odd. Yeah, no, he's doing this Patreon shout out. Patreon shout out is Go Pack Go. Which, if I remembered, I would have put on my Seahawks hat just to spite the Patreon shout out of Go Pack Go.
By the way, hey everybody, I'm Greg Woods. A quick Patreon shout out. Go Pack Go by Gnarled Cypress. A tree after this own Woods' heart. All right.
I don't know what he said after that. He said their name and then mumbled something. And I'm not sure what he said, but you could tell that it is Greg like a Bears fan? Because Iowa doesn't have any NFL teams. So I don't think Ray is a fan of the Green Bay Packers. And neither am I. Go Hawks. Wearing their throwbacks this Sunday. Their 90s blue and gray. It's going to be an absolutely beautiful look, but that is a completely different sport. He said a tree after my own woods. So I guess he does like the Packers. A tree after this own woods heart on a pun of his name. I guess he is a Packers fan. Sorry, Greg. That knocks you down a peg or two in my book. If we're doing a JMA tier list, right? that might be the most controversial of tier lists that I have done, and I have done had some pretty controversial takes on JMR tier lists in terms of teams, right? My predictions for like this last one, people were tearing me apart. If I were to do one now, I would be like thrown to the wolves, but not the wolf pack because wolf pack doesn't do anything. Uh, but Greg, sorry, man, rooting for the wrong team. My millionaires playing for a billionaire are better than your millionaires playing for a billionaire. But that's neither here nor there because that's a completely different sport. But what is the correct sport is Momo the captain about to lay the fattest egg out on the track right now. Need to know the slowest 5M times because this was among the no. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hold on a second. Actually, don't hold on just a little. Oh my, okay, hold on. New development. We have to see this. We have to see this, and then I'll show you what I reacted to. We got O's and the B's. O's and the B's, honestly, two of my favorite teams, and they have absolutely smacked the competition. 5-9. Okay, so not quite slower than Club and Chalk and some of them during qualifiers, but that is disastrous. You're almost running a 6-second 5-meter dash. That is disaster. Mandarin Bumble thought that was gonna be what was gonna be shaken up to in terms of like the overall podium. Iceberg is there too, but it really is. I don't even know who was running for Mandarin. Mandarin putting in work at least early, and normally first heat not good for the O'Rangers. That's why I like having them in the third or the fourth heat. Usually, if it's the first heat, right, you get some of that added pressure, right? This type flawless, and Bumble, captain of the host team, putting in that work, putting the team on their back, showing why they captain. Unlike Momo, why is Momo here? What I was looking at, right? What I was looking at, actually, we'll go through the heats. We'll go through all the heats, and then I'll see. So we got snowballs, no pinkies. Pinkies and snowballs so similar. Pinkies need to go back to their winter special fits. Those were the best fits ever, by the way. Those were the cleanest unis, right? That's up there with the Kelly Greens, okay? You got the Seahawks 90s, you got the Kelly Greens, and you got the Pinkies winter special uniforms, best of all time. Titans are also doing their Oilers throwback. Oilers throwbacks are the absolutely cleanest uniforms. It's just when the Titans wear them in the modern, as they've been the Tennessee Titans, anytime they go back to their Tennessee Oilers look, they just absolutely suck. So they just do not do their uniforms justice. The Oilers throwback for the Tennessee Titans is going to be the best thing about their team this week. Still have them winning, but that is a completely different sport. Gotta watch the Pinkies and Firo, the captain, because Team Plasma, I thought we're going to do better. I mean, took the heat, so that's something, right? That's pretty solid. But I mean that's a solid showing from them, right? The bar to set is Team Momo. It is not the hardest bar to set. But that is the bar. It is to not be Momo. And they did that. 3 captains in that heat. Holy cow. I mean, Thunderbolts, come on. Rojo Trace is an interesting entry for this one. I think Rojo Trace only doing well if they are pushing Blue Eye off the track. As a Thunderbolts fan, I'm just glad they're not in last. That is true, because I mean, the bench is Momo. So like, I'm just giving Momokai some fuel to just run over 2 mountain ranges to come punch me in the face. Galactic, Cat's Eye, Snowballs and Wisps. Snowballs and Wisps, right? Snowy was on something. And I don't mean like doping. I mean like putting the team on their back, captain of the Snowballs. You have the whole thing with Snowflake from a few years ago now at this point. You have some big shakeups, right? They don't really like to fire people. They usually just move around. Snowflake got fired, okay? Snowy comes in as captain, and the Snowballs do what the Snowballs do, and just are completely trash. But now they finally qualify, and Snowy's like, "Nah, we rolling. They did win their heat. They did win the group, mind you, in qualifiers. Should have put Snowballs in this one. Also should have put them in the bottom for block pushing. Should have put them in the top. Didn't really want to go off the precedent of qualifiers, but I probably should have gone off the precedent of qualifiers because Snowy was on an absolute tirade, and it didn't look like that. This is the closest heat. Out of all the heats we had, I mean, only 4 of them, but out of the 4 heats, this was the closest one. I didn't think the Snowballs had it in them. I thought it was going to be the space teams because you just have an absolute battle here. This is as close as you can get. Just about. And you have Galactic in front. Thought it was going to be that way. Is it going to happen? I might just go to Grog Woods, see what Grog Woods has to say about this. That is subtitles. That is playback speed. And we're rolling.
Overall.
Like, this is as close as you can get it.
This is a very close.
And then Green Eye and Snowy just start pulling away. Astron won in the showdown in the sprint. That's what I'm saying. This was tight. This was a tight heat. It was not some of these blowouts. It was not some of these leg-ang moments. Cough, cough, Momo, cough, cough. This was tight, and then they just start pulling away. And I mean, this was... It took about 4 seconds to pull away.
Very close heat between all of these.
And then Snowy just...
Marbles. Green Eye maybe.
And when this is me doing live play-by-play, by the way.
Very close heat between all of these marbles. Green Eye maybe inches ahead.
Snowy.
But loses out across the line.
Also, peep the sand sweepers. Just like at the sideline, they started the race. They were farther back. This time they're right in the thick of it, and they're like, "Yo, this sand needs sweeping." Sand sweepers putting in work. Another one for the sand sweepers one time. Thank you, sand sweepers, putting in more work than Momo out there on the 5 meter. Man, I am so glad Momokai is not watching me right now. She would just torch my live stream. All right. Speeders, Razzies. It's rapidly. What do you want? What other outcome is there than rapidly winning this? At least for the Heat. There's no way a 5-meter sprint for the Savage Speeders ends in a group stage. There's no way that's gonna happen. I saw this lineup and I go, congrats to Razzie and Rapidly for moving on. That was literally it. That was literally it. And then Sterling and Yellow, the captain of Mellow Yellow, made it a lot closer. Made it a whole lot closer. But it was still gonna be Rapidly and Razzie. Like, come on. I mean, come on. Also, real quick. Yeah, you see this? You see how pristine. You see how clean. You see how sandless the track is entering the sand pit. They put in work. That's why they are my thumbnail. That is the exact reason why the Sand Sweepers are my thumbnail. They are the unsung heroes. They better be Union. They better get all the money in the world because they deserve it. Okay, it was Yellow in the sprint, so it must be Speeders in the relay? Or is it the hurdles? They got 3 goals. So I think it's Mellow Yellow with... They say... Greg Woods just then said that Yellow has 3 golds in the 5-meter sprint. Yeah, 500ths of a second behind Razzie. So that was a very close one. Of course, they're just going to be Rapidly all the way. All the way. Yeah, so here we go on the standings among the bottom 8, all the teams that did not advance out the group stage. Momo at the very bottom, cementing their second, I do believe, bottom. Is this the second time they took dead last? I have to look it up because I'm here with confidence thinking that it is the second time that Team Momo took dead last in an event this season. We got Pursuit, that was Snowballs. Steeplechase, that was Swarm. Hurdles was Shock, and Block Pushing was Cat's Head. Okay, so this is the first time that Team Momo took dead last thus far. And so this is what we do. We got this beautiful thread from Momokai. This is what I was sort of shrieking, face palming earlier. Predicted. All right, kids, for a fun game of who is Team Momo putting into sprint tomorrow, because I'm not even sure the coach knows. Everyone's saying Momo. Watch it be Momo because of M1, because, you know, Momo was MVP in that M1 season. And then if they put in, if they demonetize, put in Momo in sprint, I will record myself setting something on fire. That is the only response that I could realistically express my horror and disgust. But I mean, what if Momo won This would be a much different stream if Momo won, or at least advanced out of the heat. But instead, not only did they not advance out the heat, they took dead last. They took the deadest last. What was the anti-record? Is like a 617, right? And you're here almost with 6 seconds. Like, this is painfully slow. When everyone else is, 5'7", 5'8", you're 5'9", only 5'9". And so then we have let's just say Momokai making good on their word with this, setting it on fire. That is a drawing. Is that? I don't know who even that is a drawing of. It is so Momover. It is the Momoist. Momover. That is concrete. Thought that was carpet. Thank you, Momokai, for not marsoning your cornfield, because that would be the thing. Yeah, I don't know who that is a drawing of. That is red and white. And that was not gonna be the speeders, because the speeders didn't take gold in this one. Maybe it's overall. Maybe it's a prediction. Maybe it's a clairvoyant moment. Because they know that the Savage Speeders are going to be the Marble League 2023 champions. Just got distracted real quick. Return of the Boy Kisser sign. How could Takumos do this? SMH my head. Best $30 anyone ever spent in the Marble League. Oh, also, it's worth noting, I'm pretty confident that drawing that Momokai just torched, I'm pretty sure they're gonna send it to me. I'm like 90% sure that Momokai is going to send that to me, which is also the same percentage that Team Momo is gonna take 16th in the league this year. Had to do it to him. Also, grass. Worth noting real quick, grass. You cannot escape the grass PNG, just like you cannot escape Dakumos' sign teetering on the line of what you can get away with on Patreon signage. It is still not the worst. If you don't know the worst, it does involve the Green Ducks. I'll just leave it at that. All right, now on to the semifinals. Thought Mandarin had in the bag. Thought they had in the bag. It was really going to be beating Razzie. You have to at least beat Razzie to advance, because Razzie is just goated with the sauce. But Snowy was like speed. It was just all speed. What is the record? Someone will. I mean, there is a list. There is a list, because the Marble League wiki editors are putting an absolute work. Thank you, wiki editors. One time for them. If it were not for the team of volunteers that edits the wiki literally as something happens, as an event happens, they're in the wiki making those changes, writing these articles, because we need to stay up to date. If it weren't for them, I would definitely not be able to act like I know everything about everything because, if you can believe it, I actually don't know everything about everything. So I have to go into the archives, I have to go into the stat sheets and look at numbers, right? But I actually have to look at numbers every once in a while, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm looking at this wiki. 5 meter sprint is Momo. Ironic. What's wrong with why you gotta put in Momo? Why recency bias gotta burr that hard? 5.615 is the record. That was last year's showdown. And you put in Momo because M1 recency bias go burr, and you don't put in the other competitor that has, the record? They have the record, and you don't put Momo in. You go with Momo because they're your captain, because M1 recency bias go burr. And they take the dead lastiest of the dead last. You might as well have set an anti-record. You got Momokai pulling a Marcin on a drawing of some marble. And they might just send that to me. I'm fairly confident they are sending that to me. I am as confident that Momokai will send me a torched picture of a Savage Speeder winning a gold medal that I don't know how to phrase that. I'm saying too many words. Same level of confidence, right? Momokai's going to send me a drawing that they lit on fire. Same level of confidence that the Savage Speeders are winning this Marble League. Because it is just going to happen. Snowballs. So is a 5.615. Snowy right there with a 5.62. So 5 thousandths off of the record. That is what someone mentioned earlier in the chat. Just didn't believe it until I seen it. And now I'm seeing it with the numbers because I do not do numbers like that. Snowy put in absolute work. Would be remiss if they didn't win after putting the team on their back like this through the heat, through the semifinals. Absolute rolling through Snowy. And then we got Bumble, Green Eye, Rapidly, and Firo. Thought Firo was going to do better. Thought Firo was going to do way better, but it is Bumble. Okay, it is Rapidly, and Rapidly is just them. Rapidly is the themiest marble. Of course, Bumble putting in work seems like a pretty alright day for the captains, as long as you're not the Thunderbolts, as long as you're not Team Momo. But it was a pretty solid day for him. Bees and Rapidly going on to the fight. Oh, there they go, putting in work. Putting in work. Yes. Literally more interesting than Heat 3. Literally more interesting than this Tank Bowl going on. Mandarin, at least getting 10 points at the deal. It's not a medal, but Rangers working their way up. That's some good points. Crazy Cat's Eyes also on the bounce back, taking the fat goose in block pushing yesterday. But of course, we're not getting that first to worst, worst to first bingo spot because all the teams that needed to be worst are the best, and all the teams that were the worst are still the worst. Although the Snowballs almost did it. Worth noting. And then Razzie was the only one, and there's Raldo. also worth mentioning. Raldo, again, that absolute front row seat to the most interesting thing, and as these sand sweepers put in work, absolutely sweeping that sand. They like sand. Anakin Skywalker could learn a thing or two. These sand sweepers loving sand. Living for it. I mean, I would. You know, I've arguably some of the best moments in hockey games are the Zamboni drivers. Zambonis sometimes are the best things to like. Grounds crew are so fascinating to watch. So like, if I were Raldo, I mean, I would totally have more intrigue over a grounds crew, grounds keeping to these grounds than fun being canceled, because that is what we watched, and we are going to watch it again in nice Grog Woods action.
Snowy with an early lead.
Oh my God, he is so imbibed, so spent. This is me in the booth.
Snowy with an early lead. Here comes Bumble on the bottom lane. Snowy holding it.
So it really was just Snowy and Bumble for first and second. But that was a tight battle for third, getting that bronze. Either way, it was going to be an unfortunate turn of events, because it's still a great showing for the Savage Speeders.
They get the goal.
Snowy get the goal. Beautiful Rob bit that. So what are we at? Two thousandths of a second. 2,000ths of a second separating Rapidly and Razzie for the bronze. They had to break out the abacus to get 2,000ths of a second. That was absolutely close. Was not close for first and second. That would have been amazing if we did get a photo finish for gold. Gonna happen eventually. Bumblebee's back on the podium as host. Bumble, host Curse who? Host Curse who? And Savage Speeders. They quietly got bronze. They quietly got the bronze in block pushing 2 days ago, and anything but silent for their bronze this go around. Third bronze. This is their 4th medal in the first 5 events. Said it yesterday during the stream that if they podium, they're just gonna win it, because 4 medals in the first 5 events. This is, no golds yet, but it's the Savage Speeders. Yet is going to be a when, because it's not a matter of if they get a gold, but when they get a gold. Savage Speeders on one of the best runs we've seen through 5 events. It is absolute dominance, hence me crying in the thumbnail of this video, or at least getting Jesse Pinkman crying for me. You can't keep getting away with it. You can't keep getting away with it. Rapidly snagging 4th medal in 5 events for their team. But also worth noting, Snowballs snapping the 4th longest gold streak in the Marble League. And it is their first individual gold medal. And I only know that because Greg Wood mentioned it during the podium ceremony. Congrats. Congrats, Snowy. Absolutely earned. It literally took almost breaking the record twice to get that gold. Putting out work. It really goes. Snowy, Bumble, the rest of the teams, except Momo, the grounds crew, and then Momo, the captain of Team Momo, for how much work got put in. Because Momo went and laid an egg, and we're gonna see these standings. Yeah, these are just standings that you'd expect. Well, not really standings you expect. Real outlier only being Snowy. Oh, you know, putting in work. We got Tug of War on Saturday. No idea what Tug of War is going to look like. It seems like it's going to be block pushing, but it's two teams head to head pushing the same block. So it's more push of war than tug of war. Oh, and rapidly 200 career points. I don't like clapping for the Savage Speeders. I'm not sure if you noticed that. As the #1 O-Rangers stan, the most biased fan, always have been, always will be, and I say that with heavy amounts of bias. Don't like applauding the Savage Speeders, but I gotta give them props where props are due. 1,000 franchise points for the team and 200 career points for Rapidly. Those are absolute stats, absolute Hall of Fame career in a team made up of members that have nothing but Hall of Fame careers. And here we go with these overall standings. Boy, howdy, the more they change, the more they stay the same. So Savage Speeder, they got, so then back-to-back, it was back-to-back silvers and back-to-back bronzes. Because they got silver in Pursuit and Steeples. And then the bronzes from Block Pushing and Sprint. So 4 medals in 5 events, and none of them are gold. That's going to be a gold. They are 15 points clear of the host team, the Bumblebees, with that silver jumping them up 2 spots. Host curse is officially dead. But remember what I said about how 1 gold, 25 points can go a whole lot of places, right? Snowball's jumping up 6 spots. They were in 15th with 15 points, and now they jump up to the 9th spot. And of course, Team Momo moving down after that goose. So they are in 15th, but still 12 points clear of the Thunderbolts because the Thunderbolts just are the Thunderbolts. Now, if we saw anything from Team Momo last year in the showdown, is that they absolutely ran the table. They absolutely ran the table. They were in danger of relegation. They run it back in the last 4 events. Get on the final podium. So here's hoping that the next 11 events are kinder than the previous 5 because they are going to need some saving. Shining Swarm dropping. Bit of a podium hangover for them. Mellow Yellow, again, can finish wherever they please, and I'll believe it. Because they have the best of seasons, they have the worst of seasons. Maybe they'll run the table. Although Raspberry Racers moving on up in fourth with that fourth place finish. They're the closest Fruit Circuit team to the top. O-Rangers moving up. All it took was making it past the group stage, getting 10 points. That's handy. Pinky's moving on up to round out the top 8. Then we have Rojo Rollers, Team Galactic, and then Gliding Glaciers to set the mid. So we still have 6 medal-less teams. 7 medal-less teams. Thank you, Snowball, snatching that gold. Boo to the Speeders for nabbing 4. They're hogging all the medals to themselves. 4 medals in 5 events. An absolute dominant run. And these are not like other teams. Savage Speeders are not like other teams. There are some teams, they have these really hot starts and can't finish. Savage Speeders can finish. We've seen years. 2020, they were dead. They were dead. And then they just absolutely run the table, make the comeback, not only get on the podium, but they 28-3 Mayo Rangers. Not salty about it. Little bit, lot of bit salty. Okay, I am salty about it. I am salty about what they did in 2020. That was them coming from behind. 35 points off of the O-Rangers was the largest gap. They're taking dead last after dead last. O-Rangers breaking record after record. And then they just came back out of nowhere. Not nowhere. But they came back. That was them coming from behind. This is them taking 4 medals in the first 5 events. We've seen other teams. Sorry, Team Momo. 2021. Leading it through 11, falling off. Right? Minties. The Oceanics that were there in 2018 leading. They hit the skids late. Savage Speeders are not like any of those teams. It's not an if the Savage Speeders fall off. It's not a when the Savage Speeders fall off, because I don't think the Savage Speeders are falling off. Savage Speeders, through 5 events, are showing why they are your 2023 champions. And no, they are not 2024 hosts. Swear to God, I'm going to need you to stop spamming that. Because holy cow, they are not hosting. But Bumblebees might just be your best host. Bumblebees might go on a tirade. Be the first host team to win. Maybe. At least get on the podium. I would love to have 3 straight Marble Leagues with the Bees. Could you imagine? Could you imagine 2 straight auto qualifications for the Bees? I'd love it. I love it. And then Cat's Eyes still running it back. They're still holding their own. Rojo Rollers slipping, so maybe not red teams, all of them, but Plasma's working it back. Man, anything can happen. Got Bees, Best Host, Speeders. It's Mom Over. It is so Mom Over. Then we got the Snowballs. Then we got the yeah, going through all my minutes. Looking at all the different thumbnails. Um Oh no, I didn't want that. Well, I might want that. So we have, yeah, for whatever reason, is downloading the ping. So this is a thumbnail that some people have been getting. The one that I got looked like this, and is also another one. So, like, at least this one doesn't have anything in motion. So there is the weird mix of you know, teams getting on the final podium, or not the final podium, but the podium for the event, being in these thumbnails. This one didn't, and these are also not heat, so at least there's no spoilers that way. But this one, you have the Bees and the Speeders in the thumbnail. But you also have Team Momo, and you know Team Momo ain't going anywhere that remotely resembles a podium. So at least there's that. And the photo finish that is the reason for this one. So we got the photo finish. We got the it's Mom Over. We got the live Thesaurus Dinosaurus reaction with the Marson, because how could I not? No bingo spots, it looks like. We're only 7 teams away. Okay, that can still happen in the next 3 events. We got Tug of War and we got Funnels. And then we got wherever I put November. Balancing. So Tug of War, Funnels, and Balancing. Could happen then. We could get, at least 2 different podiums. We could get 2 completely different podiums for these next 2 events. And then might as well have Speeders get a gold and then the last team get on the podium. It's probably going to be Momo. Finally get on that podium. The most medals is 8. That was the Razzies in 2019. The Speeders are halfway there in less than third of the events. In basically third, because 16 doesn't go cleanly. But in a third of the events, the Savage Speeders are already halfway to the most medals ever. Like, come on. Come on. Funnels is an easy event for penultimate to be said. Hoping that's the case. Man. Hoping that is the case. It has been an hour, and I have gone through my minutes, but I do want to see this maid dress. So, didn't see anything happen. First to worst, here's hoping Tug of War. Maybe that's the Momo moment. Maybe that's it. Or maybe that is the Speeders unmoment. Doubt it. But maybe. Greg didn't mention the duck. He hasn't said penultimate yet. Bees and rollers. Okay, so we've seen the rollers podium. We've seen the bees podium twice now. This is actually extremely extremely likely for the bees and the rollers to podium in the same event. Don't know when it's going to be, but it is going to happen. I'm saying that now. It is going to happen. Tug of War. No idea who's going to win that. But I have been making these very bad predictions. So bad predictions. If we're going for dense marbles, since it's just about like block pushing, let me get Razzies, Wisps, and Bees in it, because they had really solid block pushings, and then let me get CCE, Plasma, and just for insult, let me get Momo in the bottom 3 for that. I want to try in my maid dress, even though it's been... Actually, I'm not going to try it on. I'm just going to see if it exists. So let me do that. Just because we are getting a bit late into everything. Gone through all my minutes. Gone through every knee jerk. Oh, great. There are more bags in the bags. All right. Didn't realize that. Hold on. Okay, that doesn't have... So many bags and bags. Oh, God. Oh, my God. There we go. There we go. And then I also got I got another microphone for funsies. Casually turns this stream into an unboxing video. This is what happens when the Pinkies win a Marble League. You end up with the Speeders about to win another one. God, please Pinkies repeat. I will take a Pinkies repeat over the Savage Speeders getting a 3rd ring. Is there relegation in the showdown? Always. Always relegation. Alright. Let's try this out for size. I mean, here's hoping this is a better mic. I'm pretty sure this is just a different... Or the same microphone I had before. So let me just try that. I'm coming through clean. Don't know how the you know, if it's staticky or not. Who is my prediction for relegation? That'll come out during the video, which is... I'm on track to have it out by tomorrow, at least Saturday. At least Saturday is when the unqualified teams video is going to be. Quite staticky, very muffled. Okay, I'm going to fix that up then. But it has been an hour, and I have gone through all my minutes, so I will leave it at that. Fun is absolutely canceled. But congrats to the Savage Speeders for winning the 2023 Marble League. All right. I will see you all Monday, to talk about the event on Saturday. And then I think Tuesday, since they're... Well, actually... Hold on. Let me check this banner real quick. Yeah, so it is gonna be a gap on Halloween. So Halloween, I will have the Halloween stream where I will wear a maid dress that I've never worn before and play a game that I have never played before. So Monday and Tuesday will be some exciting stuff. I'll probably do some more screaming then because this is a Marble League worth screaming about. See you all Monday at noon Pacific. Kind reminder that this Sunday is going to be the end of daylight savings for Europe. So the events next Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday will be an hour earlier. And then the following Sunday, everywhere else will end daylight savings time, so they'll be back to the normal times that they are now. So just next week is going to be a wee bit funky because time zones go burr. So I will see you all Monday at noon Pacific to talk about hopefully some teams that haven't gotten the podium getting on the podium. Maybe Tug of War is a Momo moment. And maybe we can get that bingo card then. Get the worst to first to worst. All right. Hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Good weekend. As always, Waluigi's going to take us out. Have a good rest of your everything. Take care. Bye-bye.